All right, so we are already here in Mechanical 1 and 2. You'll be doing both classes at the same time. There's also Mechanical 3 class that is meeting at the same time as 1 and 2. So that's a lot of material that we're working through. And we're going to try and get this all worked out and see what can work out here. So when you come into the course, it will say CAD Mechanical 1 and 2 Spring 2022 at the top corner, so you know where you're at. As you work down the front page, again, we've been talking a little about the concurrent enrollment off situation. You had to be admitted by January 4th, and this is in emails that I sent out beginning before Christmas break to both your parents and to you with instructions on how to do that. And then registration was due yesterday, which I also sent emails out on that to those that were admitted. If that didn't happen, well, we'll just have to see what I can work out today. So if you are one of those who needs me to look into stuff, please send me an email before, before 2 o'clock today, so I can try and track down what I can and cannot do to help rectify the situation. There is very little sway that I have with universities. I have a little bit, but deadlines are pretty important because it affects their accreditation. And so especially with SUU. SUU is an ABET accredited university for engineering, which means they're one of the highest ranked in universities as far as their curriculum goes. ABET means they're an applied program, which means you learn by doing, which is why I've chosen SUU for our concurrent enrollment classes. Regardless of whether you're doing concurrent enrollment or not, in February, we are going down to SUU. That will be an overnight trip. You will miss a day, maybe a day and a half of school to go down. There will be a cost as far as the room, the hotel room. The new standard or new, I guess the standard for the state of Utah is every student has their own bed. So that'll be 2 students to a room, which does make the cost go up a little bit. In the past, we have put 4 to a bed or 4 to a room, and that would keep your costs relatively low. I'll have those final costs for you next week. Those that choose not to go, we will have a lesson for you in class, and a sub will be here to cover that for you. The point is going down to SUU, it's going to be a conference. And that conference means that you're going to learn by doing. And most conferences that people go to, at least in their adult life, is to learn something new. And what's going to happen is you're going to start the process out with a unique design, and you're going to go through the design cycle, and which you'll learn here in the course, where you are going to design, fabricate, program, build, and operate something from start to finish. Now, we talked last summer about that being a robotic fish. I'm not sure exactly what they've come up with. They are not telling me anymore. I am told I have to be surprised. So you will build something that's going to involve a little bit of electronics, a little bit of 3D printing, a little bit of laser engraving, a little bit of everything they do down there, utilizing their maker lab on campus. And so it's going to be a really good opportunity for you to see what SUU has to offer for you as students and get you kind of involved with that. All right, so here on the first page, and I'm going to do the same process here with Mechanical 3 in just a moment. I'm just trying to make sure I get everybody on my attendance today because I do take attendance. This is a required course session. Just because we're distance does not mean there's not teaching going on. I am a firm believer that there's always a way. And I've been teaching online courses for 12 years. So if you are listening to this later and you think you got out of it, we will be doing the same thing again on Friday. Do not miss it. Okay, because that's, I think, your get that all taken care of there. Sean, I'm not sure exactly what your chat's thing here. First name, last name, no spaces. What are you referring to? You're muted.
So, yeah, somebody was just asking what was the username for the SSU portal.
Yeah, if they haven't got that already, it's not going to do them any good today.
Yeah.
Because any applications in today will go for fall. But Dakari has got it worked out. So keep in there, hang in there, Dakari. We'll find a solution for you. All right, once you scroll down on the front page, you're going to find in the big blue box here some important information. One is there's a Start Here button, which is also the course introduction. So we'll kind of walk you through that. Here's the Zoom link. If you're here, you have found that. And attendance is going to take place during distance learning. If we have a snow day, which judging by the amount of snow we have, that probably won't happen. Snow days no longer exist for the district. So your kids will never, ever have a snow day. Those are a thing of the past. We will move to distance learning, just like we're doing today. You'll log in and we'll just go from there. You have the design 1 and 2, mechanical design 1 and 2. Syllabi are here in the top 2 boxes, and then underneath that are the Utah State standards. The reason we're able to run these kind of at the same time is those standards really do kind of mesh together. It's hard to separate them out. So this does help a little bit to make it work a little better for you. The GTI bell schedule is here in case you don't have that. You want to make sure you get on your buses at the proper time so you don't miss a day. Basically, every day that you're here at the GTI is like 2 days in your homeschool. So it does impact a lot. If you miss a day, you're going to feel that for a while. It's going to take a while to catch up on that. There is some software you can download. It is SolidWorks. I'm going to pop this open real quick here. What you want to do is go to this website, and then this is the SEK ID and the serial number. That will let you download SolidWorks for 1 year. You do have to have a pretty good laptop or PC. It will not run on a Chromebook, and it will not run on a Macintosh. Those are usually in engineering, those 2 platforms generally don't work. But most of what we need to do, we'll be able to do in class. So don't make that feel like it's something you have to do, but it is something you can do if you'd like. Okay. Let's go back here, maybe. Okay. Then there's a little bit of a bio. If you want to know more about me, you can read a little bio. This is kind of your navigator. It kind of works pretty good to get you around. The other one you can look at here is on the left-hand side or right-hand side of your screen. Task list. I'm going to flip into student view so you can see what that looks like. When you have assignments, they're going to show here on the right-hand side of your screen. If it is a bullhorn, that means there's an announcement. If it is a rocket, that is a self-graded assessment or assignment. If it's a paper with a pencil, those are usually where you have to assign, we have to type something in. So you have quite a few things that are due coming up, not till next week. So I gave you a little bit of time on these to get them all kind of worked out and get knowing that some of you would not be all here at the same time. So scrolling down then, course introduction, that unit is due on January 28th, and the design process is due on the 28th. Sketch and documentation is due on the 28th, and SUU deadlines was due on the 18th. So I opened the course on Monday for everybody. So hopefully if you popped in there, you have seen some of these events taking place and could have gotten a little bit more familiar with what was going on there. Okay? So let's go into the course introduction. Now there's 2 ways you can go about getting here. There's a link in the title, or you can go through the modules. Because of what happened Friday, where we went to distance learning, we are not going to be covering things in an order. I'll have to shift things around a little bit. Basically, what I've given you are assignments that do not require software. If a typical semester, we would be drawing models today. We'd be actually making our first engineering part, but where you guys are not able to download quickly enough, that's kind of the thing. Another thing to kind of point out, make sure you check your school email periodically. That is the only way I will communicate with you. Your emails that go through Canvas should also be your school emails. That is official lines of communication. So that's what's loaded in the course. Any questions so far? Elijah, you made it. Thank you for being here, sir. We'll get to your class in just a moment. All right, so we go to course introduction. Let's click on here. What you have here is the course introduction, which means you've read the syllabus and you have some questions that you answer about the syllabus. And then there's organization. Now, typically we do this in class, so we probably will still do that in class. What this is how you're going to save your files so you can find them. Every year, and it has been this case for the last 20 some odd years, I give instructions on how to save your files, and someone will do something silly like just type in some weird word, phrase, comment, or just a random bunch of letters, and then they don't know how to find their assignments. Your assignments build on each other. They need to be connected together at the end. So we'll go over that in class, most likely Monday when you are all here in class. And speaking of next week, just a reminder that next week is a 4-day week. You do not have class on Friday next week. So the course fees are also here. Please try and get those paid as soon as possible. It is the course fees that allow me to purchase the things to let you make the things you're going to make. So without that, we can't purchase items. And with the lag in supply chain right now, the sooner you get those paid, the sooner I can order things and the better the price will be. So kind of think about getting those course fees paid. Course fees are not paid through your home school. They need to be paid either at the GTI web store or at the GTI main office. You cannot pay them through your home school. They're not listed there. So you want to go through and make sure you do that. Okay, so the main bulk of what you'll be working on is here in the engineering design process section. And I'm gonna go back to the home and show you where that's at. So when you get down here, that is the second box over. And this is the next part you're working on. So we click into this. It'll take you right back to where we just were. There are 2 strands that we're covering. So these are just title blocks. That's to keep track of where we are in the state requirements for the course. Then we have an overview of what the design profession is. And again, an overview is an overview. It's not really detailed. It's just going to give you a little bit of an idea of what we're going to cover, some of the outcomes we're looking for, how that's going to look. So just a quick look over. Then we get into a little bit more with, there's a PowerPoint here that goes a little bit more detail about what it is to be an engineer. Engineers, and that's what the question is going to answer, is what does an engineer do and why do you want to learn engineering? So this PowerPoint will give you a little bit of an idea of what's involved there. It's going to load a little slow since Zoom's running as well. It'll get there eventually. We just have to maybe kick it in gear a little bit. But it's going to be something you can go over and kind of review and see how that. Any questions there for anybody? I know I'm going kind of fast because I know your attention span with Zoom is fleetingly limited. So we're going to try and get this quickly. Parker, no, I did not get you on the roll. I just see you kick in. Parker, where are you at? Parker, are you here right now?
Yeah.
Which class are you in, Parker?
I'm in CAD 3, I think.
Okay, cool. We're going to go over CAD 3 here in just a second. I am not going to wait for this PowerPoint to load up. It will load up much quicker if Zoom is not in play. So let's just skip over that. Then you have this little guy right here. Hopefully he shows up. This is the engineering design process. And everything we're going to be doing should invoke one of these questions at some point, if not repeatedly. One is, what do we need to fix? And then we need to research how to fix it, imagine a solution for it, plan an action, get creative and create that solution, test it, see if that testing then needs to be improved upon. If we have to go back, you can then go from improvement back to planning, from testing back to research. These are not a cyclical thing. You jump around a lot, but you'll be doing that with everything we work on and try and get those things accomplished. Failure is expected. I expect you to fail on your projects the first time through. It's expensive, but so is life. And in industry, we do have a lot of failures. Sometimes we can recoup some of the loss from those failures. Other times we just have to take it as a loss and then hope that the improved version makes us enough money that we don't care. And that's kind of the game we play in engineering, is we're always trying to improve things. So here is your assignment. It's a level assessment. You're just going to take this little quiz based on what you've read on the PowerPoint and in the objectives. So you can take it 3 times. Here is my suggestion to those that actually take the time to listen. Because you can take this multiple times, there's no point in killing yourself by doing things extra hard. My suggestion is split the screen, have this open on 2 different screens, take the quiz on one side of the window, and then get the correct answer on the other. So if it takes you more than 2 attempts, you're not doing it right. So find the right answer and then correct it. Okay, that's again part of that engineering cycle. You then go through the quiz, learn from it, and then put that back into the right question. So just kind of keep that in mind. Now, you will get different questions periodically on this one because it does come from a test bank, but you'll get closer as you get work through it. And the more you can do that, that's fine. If you do need an additional attempt, 3 is not enough, please send me an email and I'll put my email in the chat so you guys can put it where you can save it. And you can email me and I will add additional attempts as needed. I can't spell while I talk. All right, so there is my email. And I'm also going to give you my phone number here in the classroom because you might have a question. I am almost always, well, I'm always in the classroom by 6 o'clock in the morning, and I don't usually leave here until about 5 o'clock. So if you are having questions, it is your responsibility to ask the question. I should read your mind. I don't like reading minds. It's a little scary, but, and yes, I can read your minds. So you do want to look into that. If you need to have a question, please give me a call. And we'll be working feverishly today to get some things corrected. Okay, so that's kind of how the process works. Just kind of work through it. There's a few videos here just to kind of help you get a little more feel of what engineers do. I'll let you kind of watch on those. This is kind of interesting on this Honda one. I'm going to kind of give a little life anecdote on this one. Toyota, once America bombed the country back in the World War II, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, we went and rebuilt the company and we gave them all of our manufacturing secrets and they fixed them and made them better. And we call that now 6 Sigma or on-demand manufacturing, which worked really, really, really well until 2019 when the pandemic shut down supply lines. When you have on-time manufacturing, that means your supplies arrive as you need them. You don't stockpile them. You don't have them in a warehouse somewhere. They just show up the day you need them and you use them and you order more. Well, when the supply chain fell apart, that is why we have used cars more expensive than new cars, computer chips that are unavailable, food trafficking down completely. All of that broke down because we relied upon no inventory in supply. So this is kind of gives you an idea of how to learn from those. We'll talk quite a bit more about that in class, but it's kind of an interesting phenomenon that what worked for 30 years is now a rethought business practice. So things have changed. It's a new world and you're gonna help me fix it. So I think I put that video in twice. Nope, I'm looping. Let me come back out to home because I'm kind of doing a loop here. So that's the first set of assignments you'll do. And that again is right under engineering process. The next one is over here in sketching and documentation. Now, if you notice in there, what those assignments are very short, very simple. And they shouldn't take you more than an hour to complete those. They really shouldn't. I'm really hoping that's the case. If it does, then let's remotivate a little bit, but let's go into sketch and documentation. And in this one, we're gonna kind of go down through here. Some of this that one you shouldn't see, but I'll fix that. Talks about drawings and sketches. You're going to be asked on Monday to sketch a part that you're going to create. And in order to do that, you need to understand a little bit about lines and how they work. So there is a sketching and line types PowerPoint here for you. Here is the assignment. I'm going to open that up so you can see what that's like. And in order to get a really good view for you, I'm going to cheat out a little bit. I'm going to leave the student version of this. And that means that once I'm in here, I can give you a preview. What? That's so crazy for being here. So you're going to learn about what's needed to sketch. So you want to pick the ones that are needed here. Be very careful in what you put down as a sketch tool. What needs to be in there. Now, all this is going to help prepare you for the state test at the end of the semester. So you're going to kind of go through here. The PowerPoint has the answers to these as you go through them. There are, well, a few quick, there'll be 25 quick questions. Most of them should be somewhat commonsensical. That is a huge leap of faith on my part. I'm finding that common sense is not common anymore because no one uses pennies. So do your best on it. You do get multiple attempts at this one as well, as many as you need. So feel free to do that. Then go back one window here. In fact, you get unlimited attempts at that one. So again, open up 2 windows, get them wrong on one window, get them right on another, and life is good. Don't do more than you have. And if you have someone that's in the class that's your friend, you can do it with them. In fact, I encourage you to do your homework assignments with a friend. It's better that way. One, we both learn more and you get done quicker. So that's a good thing. So you have that assignment. Should go back in the modules. I should do here. I got a lot. There's a lot of things planned for you guys that should be kind of fun. At least I hope they'll be fun. I don't know. We can ask other people. So that's there, and then a lettering worksheet. So with correct line types. I'm going to open this one up as well for you to get an idea what that's like. And this is just this picture. Now make it bigger. After going through the PowerPoint, you need to identify each of the line types that are pointed. So number 1 is pointing to these 45-degree angle lines. Number 2 is pointing to this arrow line. 3 is the squiggly line. You need to know these very, very well. Again, in the PowerPoint is answers to these. So spend a little time on that. We'll review this in class many times. So you get these down. This is kind of on your final, there's like 6 questions off of this drawing alone, or a drawing similar to this. So spend some time on it. Okay. Spend a little time on it. And again, open 2 windows. Don't make it harder than it needs to be. Okay. That is all that I have required for you this week. I think it's 4 assignments, and they're not really super long. There is this unit here is open as well. This is CSWA. The Mechanical 3 students will be taking the SolidWorks certification exam about the 1st of 4th quarter. That will give them a chance if they need to, they can do a retake on that. This is a lifetime certification, so you'll see them. Those of you in Mechanical 1 and 2, if you'd like to take that at that time, you are more than welcome to. I do get first-year students passing that and doing very well on it. So that test in college will cost you $100. Your test is covered while you're in high school, so it'll be to your benefit to take it now. And what that means is for some of the colleges, if you go out of state, this certification will get you out of classes. It will show you have proficiency there, so you don't have to do those classes. Okay. Any questions on what you're doing this week? Sean, this is for you. You had a lot of questions there. Did that answer your questions?
Yes, you did answer my questions. Yeah.
Oh, good. All right, we're gonna jump to another one. Hey, Elijah, how you doing, man? I don't know who all is in Mechanical 3 yet. Jacob, which class are you in?
I'm in Mechanical 1 and 2.
You 1, 2, and Parker's in 3? Okay. So, Jacob, did you do SUU? Did you get admitted to SUU?
No, I did not. I did not check the class Monday. So,
Well, you would have to check your email in December in order to make that happen. Oh, shoot. Okay. Well, we'll just kind of work along that. There's not a lot I can do there. We might be able to work out some kind of magic next year. Not sure how, but I'll put some thought to it. I'm going to jump back to the dashboard here real quick for Parker and Elijah. So just so you guys can kind of plan, our Zoom meeting is not going to be the full 3 hours of class. That's a lot of talking. And so we will, when we're done here, we'll be done. The same will be on Friday. We'll meet the first hour or so. And then at that point, you can go and finish up the homework. A lot of you will finish up the homework if you get right onto it before 1:30 today. And then you've got the time is yours. So kind of keep that in mind. All right.
Paskett?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't invited to the Mech 3 Canvas course.
You weren't.
No.
Why the heck? What class are you in?
Well, I just got re-invited to 1 and 2 over
Okay,
again.
so I gotta fix that. I can fix that. That's an easy fix. So I'll get that kicked over. It'll probably be about 2 o'clock before that happens. It'll take just a little bit of working on there. That's kind of weird, but we'll get you fixed, and not the veterinary way. How's that?
All right, sounds good.
All right. I grew up on a farm. I did a lot of fixing of animals. They did not like it, but they forgot.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, is this Dakari?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I have a question for registering for the spring semester since I selected the fall semester since that was the only option.
Yeah,
What do I do in my case?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to call and find out what can do. There's not a fee, so I'm hoping we can have them play a little game there and get it worked
Yeah.
out. If I get it worked out, I'm gonna have them just put you in the classes, and then you'll need to pay tuition through your MySUU. If I can get all the work out, I'm gonna probably have to pull a few favors out of the air.
Yeah.
Make that work. But I
So
think
in my case, what do I do right now?
right now, there's nothing you can do right now as far as SUU is concerned. I will send you an email as soon as I get something worked out with them. It's going to take a little bit of pleading and borrowing, but we'll see what we can work out. And then I'll let you know.
I'm so sorry. You're going to have to repeat that. My internet is not the best.
I will let you know as soon as I find out from SUU what my options are.
Okay, because as of right now, it's asking me to sign this thing for tuition, and I don't want to pay $800 for on-campus tuition.
You don't want to do that. No, don't just hold off on it, and I'll see what I can work out.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, watch for your school email this afternoon. In fact, if you want to put in a private chat your phone number, that might be a little quicker.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. I saved your phone number.
Okay. So if you can give me your phone number, then I'll call you. And if it's your personal cell, please answer when it gets a call from Grant School District. That would be good. And then
Yeah, I just texted you.
Oh, okay.
Was it 385-646-1737?
Yeah, that's a landline. It doesn't take texts.
Okay.
Not every phone takes a text. That's a huge assumption you guys make at your generation. You can email me, or you can, but yeah, that's a landline. It won't take a text. It's plugged into the wall. That means there's a cord to it. So, yeah. Sorry about that.
So okay.
Okay, Parker and Elijah, here we go. A little quick overview for you guys. Again, the same thing. SUU closed yesterday. Elijah, I think we got you worked out, didn't we?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, so that's good. All right, same thing here. You have 2 units that are open. Again, I didn't open up everything because I kind of need everybody on the same page before we jump into everything on here. So you have the syllabus start, and it looks like you guys jumped in there already. Just pop this open real quick. Really, you've got the syllabi here. Then we've got this orientation, what it takes to be a good college student, your GTI bell schedule. And I think the Friday one's a little messed up, but we'll work around that. Okay, thanks.
Haskett,
Yes.
how many years ago was that photo taken?
Oh, just yesterday.
Oh, really?
No, 12. Is that okay if I stay 12 years younger?
Yeah, yeah, that looks right.
Yeah, that's about 12 years ago. Yeah, I don't put photos on the internet. I try not to. This is, if you ever search for me, that's probably the only photo you should find. I usually try and pull the others as quick as I find them. I do an internet scrub usually every month. I'm a little bit behind right now, but I usually scrub my profiles every year. So just safer that way. Tips for success. This is from SUU. I think it's kind of funny. Mainly this for freshmen going to college is to eat right. That does not mean macaroni and cheese and ramen noodles 3 times a day. That is the worst thing you can do. One is they both have way too much salt and they screw up your kidneys. So don't do that. Just kind of going through here real quick. Your grading for all classes, in order to get an A, you really have to be above a 94%. It's not a 93 on college level. You have to be a 94.1 to get an A. So really watch your assignments, get them, make them turned in. The thing that's going to kill anybody in my classes is late work. Late work, just if you get anything behind, then it kind of dominoes. You just get further and further behind. So you really want to stay on that and kind of work through there. This is basically the syllabi type thing that we're looking through here for you guys in Mechanical 3. This is the machinery, I can't ever say it, machinery's handbook. This is a machinist, basically code for how to do things. It's very large. It probably won't load up in time, but I clicked it anyway. It has within these pages every fastener, meaning bolt, carriage, lag, screw, nail, weld type, metal thickness, the strength of every material. If you want to know how much tin can bend before it breaks, it's in this book. Everything about metals and machinery is in this book. It's kind of a handy thing. So we'll look through that. I'm not going to let that keep going because it is large. That book, if you go into your engineering courses, is going to cost you about $980 in college. This is the 29th version. They're currently on the 35th version. The number of pages that are different between the 35th and 29th is 2. And they all deal with really high-end alloys in the titanium range, which means aerospace. If you get into where you need those pages, you can find them online, but this will save you a whole bunch of money. So if you're going on into engineering college, download this, save it. It'll be helpful for you to have. And it's kind of hard to find it online. So this just kind of make things a little easier for you that are getting ready to graduate and move on. Talks about the course overview, just like the other course. Yay. Again, your SolidWorks code. If you have a device at home, you want to download it, feel free to. I will provide you software as long as you remember my email. How's that? So as long as you're a student, you can use the software. And this is the full version. It is a student version, so you won't be able to do actual patent drawings with it, but you can do coursework with it just fine. Okay. And I'll help you with that if you have any questions on it. Here's a little thing to make you think about what you're doing with your life. This growth mindset means, are you willing to try something new to make something better? Growth mindset means you're not a stick in the mud, that you always do the same thing the same way over and over. You want to change it up. So my example to you guys on my growth mindset, I have never, ever repeated the same project in a year ever. Usually my projects are cyclical or I change them out. So unfortunately for those guys that are in mechanical 1 and 2, the lightsaber is not this semester's project. If you saw anybody talk about that last year, we're switching that up and doing something different because that's how I play. I do different things every year. So be ready for something new and exciting. I usually change all of my courses every summer. So if you ever repeat a course, it will not be the same projects ever. Not in a 5-year cycle. So kind of keeps me on my toes, keeps me going. Red dot deadlines here, kind of a mute point at this point. So we'll get to assignment here. A lot of this comes from SUU. They put a lot of stuff in here to make you think. All right, this is a graded discussion. Here's the problem for Mechanical 3 students. That means someone else has to be in the discussion with you. So what you're going to do is you're going to come in here and you're going to answer the question, why are you in this class? And when can you meet? That's more of a hypothetical, but if you were to stay after school, what days would work better? Mondays, Wednesdays, or Fridays, and type thing. Because sometimes I do extra things after school with people. So, and then just when you come down to hit your reply, just go scroll down here. Oh, look, Edison's already on there. You start here, the first reply with your thread, with your answer, and then you reply to Edison down below. So you do need to reply and dialogue with a couple people in the class. Edison posted this yesterday or this morning. So again, start with your own answer and then reply to somebody else's. Okay, does that make sense for the two of you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. Super. And if you can look at, if that takes you more than 30 seconds to answer, slap yourself with a wet noodle and then swallow it through your nose.
Sounds good.
Okay, good. Have you ever pulled a noodle through your nose?
Nope, I don't intend to.
Okay, good deal. It kind of burns a little bit, but it is possible and often done. So yeah, okay. This is a little bit more about what engineering students do. In this case, it's got a robot over here. This is the preliminary to what would have been a lunar rover. Gear systems here. This kind of just overview. Talks about the College of Mechanical Engineering and Technology and a little bit of statistics of what the jobs are like. For all of you going into this field right now, especially mechanical, is kind of a hit and miss depending on what field you decide to go into. If you want to go in and just work on like cars, that's kind of a mixed bag. We're in the process in the United States of redoing every car design that's ever been done, at least for engines, because we're moving everything to electric, which is kind of an important little thing of study. But if you're going to look at going into like civil engineering, which is dealing with soil, that is a field of engineering that has probably got too many people in it right now. Civil engineers are the ones that go out and they survey. You'll see them on the side of the freeway, make sure the freeway has got the right slope to it so water goes off. That is one area where you're a little heavy on, but areas of engineering such as structural engineering, chemical engineering, biomedical engineering, aerospace engineering, nautical engineering, which is boats. Those are all very, very open and in high demand right now. We need a lot of people in those areas. You just have to be willing to focus your education to what the demand is. So this will give you a little idea of where to look and what you might want to do with your education. Give you an idea of what you're in for. Engineering is a predominant math-based field. Again, one of the reasons I went to SUU is your math is mixed in with applied. So you'll be doing what the math says to do and understanding the math a little better. If you were to go into any other state engineering program, whether it's a U of U or USU or UVU, they all start with 2 years of just math classes. And then you get into the shop and you have to build something. If you don't remember the math, you're gonna have a little struggle there. But SUU is an applied engineering program. So you learn by doing. And I think that's a little bit better way of learning. Personally, that's how I like to learn. And so that's why we did SUU.
I have a question.
Yes.
So if you were to work out of country as a mechanical engineer, usually how much money do you start out making?
Depends on the country you work in. If you're in like Saudi Arabia, you're gonna make 6 figures right off the bat.
Okay.
If you go to Australia, you'll be double what the US makes. So if the US market is 35, you'll make 70 in Australia. If you are in, trying to think what countries are safe to work in right now. What country are you thinking?
I know a couple of civil engineers that work up in Iraq, and they
yeah.
usually get paid a lot just for being on the job site.
Yeah, they make really good money. Iraq, Saudi Arabia, Israel, those are all really high paying areas, mainly for the oil fields that they're tracking. Iran, you probably want to stay away from. They're not very friendly to the US right now. Turkey is another good country to work in. But yeah, there's a lot of work there. There's a lot of work. So if you've got them in, that's a good thing to do.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, hopefully that helps. We're gonna start doing, this is just an idea of what parametric modeling is. So we have the same size circle, and this is for kind of everybody because it's kind of a good idea of what you're gonna be doing. If the circle is the same and the depth of our box, in this case it's 2 inches, is the same, we can change the parameters of the width from 4 to 6 and still keep the circle centered by parametrics, which are constraints that hold things in place. So it allows you to take a part that is for one size element and then modify that to fit other elements. It's kind of one of those things that lets you kind of get a little visual of what parametric modeling is. This is a piston model, and you can download this. Probably when you get to class, feel free to download it and kind of just play around with this model. It's meant for you to kind of work with and play with a little bit. Just kind of get a feel for it. This is a combustion type motor. For mechanical 3, you guys are going to work on an electric type application. We talked about it a little last semester, and I'm hoping I can get that opened up for you here and get you started on that. And I'm going to have to go back here, it looks like. Maybe. Back here. Sorry about that. Clicked the wrong thing. Okay, so that's your 2 assignments right here. Did I not open that up? I didn't. Okay, so for mechanical 3, what you guys are going to do, and I'm trying to get a few more specialists to come in and help, you're going to design an electric generator based off of wind turbine power. So if you have downtime this week, I would suggest doing a little bit of visual research. YouTube would be a good starting point. I would not look at TikTok, they're too short. But look at YouTube about what wind turbines need to be. And we're looking at small, inexpensive ones that we can line a freeway with to capture the wind from cars going 80 miles an hour. The idea is that we can then work with USU, and yes, that's a different university, with USU to help charge their charging grid that goes underneath the asphalt. So I don't know if you're aware of it, but if you're in my class last semester, we talked about it. Teslas can charge by being over a charged grid. They don't need to be plugged in to get a charge. And the proposal out of USU is to put a charging grid underneath the asphalt on the freeways to charge Teslas as they go down the freeway. The problem is we cannot tie into the main electrical grid to do that because of water on the freeway, and the salt that we use in the winter would put us in a pretty weak electrical grid system. So we are going to help them design the power to the grid. And we're going to do that by wind power off the freeway. So we're going to kind of come up with some ideas. what you guys will be doing is starting your research with different types of blades, which capture the best wind on your propeller system, whether those be vertical or horizontal alignment. That's something you'll have to experiment with and try. So there's gonna be a lot of try and do's before you get to where you know what's gonna happen. And then we're gonna figure out how to generate a low voltage on that. So I've got some calls in with several experts in this county. Hopefully I'll hear back from them here before the week's out, and we'll get them in there. Now for Mechanical 3, all these different areas, we will not do everything within each module. Some of these will be modified to match a project, which is why you see things like fasteners. We might need to be able to bolt this together with a watertight condition. Well, screws aren't necessarily going to be the best way to do that. We might have to use a different type of fastener system on there, excuse me. You will probably end up having to do some casting of some of your parts, whether that be plastic or wax even, or we will have to probably do some castings in order to get to the parts that you need. We'll 3D print as much as we can. But yeah, there's been a little bit of work on there. So we'll just kind of do what we can with that, kind of get you going. We might do a little crank toy project to help you understand how moving parts work. It's a good exercise for you to see how to make mechanical parts work and be driven by your part. And we'll hopefully be able to connect them, if we keep them small enough, to your turbine to see just how fast you can make your part move. So that's kind of what we're looking at doing here. Okay. Questions from Elijah and Parker. There's not a whole lot of assignments in there, really. So if I switch back into student mode here, so you can see what you have coming due. And again, Elijah, I'll get you moved in the right course here real quick.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Okay. So you have basically the search for jobs and why you're in this class. That should take you literally 30 minutes tops. Okay. And then there'll be additional things I'm going to give to you on Friday, but there'll be more along the lines of the design process part of it, where you're going to start thinking about your turbine. It's going to be a big focus of what we work on. Okay. All right. Any other questions that you guys have in here today? We didn't quite make it an hour. We're about 20 minutes short of an hour class time. Any questions everybody has that you'd like to ask now?
Actually, I do have a question.
Okay.
So like for like the SolidWorks stuff, is there like any like laptops that can run that system?
You know, if you $600 laptop will run it just fine.
Okay.
You just need to make sure you have you'd want probably about 3 gig of RAM on your video card and 3 gig of RAM on your memory, and then probably 500 gigabytes, but you can get a terabyte drive now for $10 more. So memory is super cheap, super cheap. You can go get a portable hard drive that's 3 terabytes for $80. So
It should work on laptop too, because I ended up having to use SolidWorks on my laptop when we closed down sophomore year.
oh yeah, laptops, it will not work on a Chromebook. I do have 10 laptops that we can check out. I just have to get them all geared up and set up. That you can check out if you need to, and I'm fine with that as well. So if you do feel behind, we can check a laptop out to you. Most of the stuff you should be able to finish in class. I usually try and keep it, especially for Mechanical 1 and 2. You should be able to do the assignments in class and be just fine. Any other questions from you guys? No, no. Hope you're excited. I'm excited. We'll do quite a few different things in here as the semester moves along. We will do some work with the laser engraver, and not really necessarily to engrave, but more to cut with, especially Mechanical 3. You'll probably cutting a lot of your blade parts out on the laser in order to get them shaped. So you can start thinking about how that's going to work. So you guys will be using the laser quite extensively. It's a little safer than using the bandsaw or the scroll saw, and it's a cleaner cut. So we'll be looking at that. You want to be looking at maybe materials that would hold up well to the outside weather. So there's a lot of things we got to be working on here. I think it's gonna be fun. Mechanical 1 and 2. I haven't quite figured out your big project yet. It's in development right now, but it'll be something fun and usually more than you guys can handle, but that's okay. It makes it so we push ourselves a little bit. But I'm looking forward to. I was hoping to see you all. Like I say, normally we'd be right now starting our first model to get you moving into that phase. With the way we are right now, that's not possible. So Friday again, same time. About the class starts at 11:10 officially. I'll open up Zoom usually a little bit before 11 if you want to come in, and then we'll run for just about an hour, maybe a little less on Friday as well. So if you know anybody that's supposed to be in the class and they're not here, send them a quick little reminder. And we'll go. Oh, got to watch the chat room. Sorry. Thanks, Dakar, for answering the question. But lay work. Technically in college, I don't. When I'm doing a college course, I don't accept it when I'm teaching for the college. But in high school, I do allow late work. Like I say, if you do get behind, though, it gets monumentally more difficult to catch up because we just keep adding more to your plate. So you really want to stay on task with things as much as you can. And that's why this front page for both courses is kind of be your place to look. It'll give you right below the unit or module, when that module is due. And I usually allow 2 weeks on each module. So we're starting them this week. The Friday of this week's the 21st. So they're due next Friday. There's a few things that I need from you in Mechanical 1 by Friday, but just for district policy stuff. Just on the down note, when you guys get here on Monday, you will have to do your Safe Schools pre-assessment. Those are back in force this semester. So again, we'll just kind of work through that when you get here. A few things that are going to be a little catch-up based. Again, do think about going down to SUU. Like I say, you don't have your own queen size bed. I think that's a little bit luxurious, but whatever.
Are we allowed to bring anyone?
What's that?
Are we allowed to bring anyone to see if they're interested in like just career wise?
Probably. I don't know how they know otherwise. If they're GTI students, it'll be easier. But
Yeah.
probably. Who are you thinking?
If they've already graduated.
Ooh, that I probably can't do.
Okay.
Yeah. Mainly because our insurance won't cover them. So it comes an insurance thing.
Uh,
Okay. Yeah, I get that.
Bill can go, right, Paskett?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you had my class last semester, absolutely. So if you'll
Okay.
remind him, the dates on that SUU trip are February 23rd and 24th. They'll probably leave from the GTI because it's kind of central to everybody. We'll probably leave about 1:30, and that'll get us down there in time for everything to start up about 5. And we'll go from there. I will probably work with the hotel to get you an extra hour in the pool. They've usually been pretty good with me in the past to get an extra hour so you can enjoy the pool, hot tub. Most likely be predominantly male. My classes tend to be that way. There should be hopefully a few female go down. And then on the 24th, our day starts at 8 o'clock. And you'll be working on your design projects that were introduced on Wednesday night. You'll be working on those all day Thursday. So it's kind of cool. They've got a couple of industry tours down there in Cedar City. Just so you kind of know kind of what happens in Cedar City. It's kind of a quiet little town, but there's a lot going on. They have 6 different companies down there that work on prosthetics or artificial limbs. They have an entire helicopter design industry down there. There's a company down there that designs aerial 3D scans, and you'll probably get to take part in that where you'll do a flyover Utah event, similar to what's like flyover California, but an SUU student created one for Southern Utah, and you fly over the Canyonlands area. So that's kind of cool. So you see some of those things that'll get you a little jazzed about what's going on down there. and then we'll be back Thursday night, so we'll be back in class on Friday. So make arrangements with other instructors, because our classes are Mondays and Wednesdays. You'll be missing an entire B day on that. But the idea is we'll leave right after class on Wednesday. We'll get on the bus and go, and be on our merry way, and then we'll be back by Thursday night. So can I put that down? It's on the 23rd and 24th. And I'll put the price, I'll get the prices all finalized here. I originally, when in the past, we've had 4 to room, your hotel room, we want about $22. So you've probably figure about $50 for your hotel room. And then you have 2 meals you'll need to cover. And that's dependent upon whatever you eat. And I figured about $9 a person per meal. The hotel is going to cover your breakfast, and SUU will feed you lunch. So we just have the Wednesday night meal, and then anything you want to eat on the way back. So just the 2 meals. So hopefully it's not too much of a burden for you. Got to try and get as cheap as we can. We'll be staying at the Holiday Inn Express in Cedar City. So it's kind of a nice place to be. Anyway, all right, time for you. Any questions you guys have at this point? That's a lot of information in a short period of time, and we'll repeat it probably 14 times on Monday, but that's okay. Okay, well, I'm excited to get to see you all a little bit more in person.
Wait, Paskey?
Yes,
Yep, sorry, what, I'm just talking with Bill right now. What were the dates again? Sorry, did you say February 26th?
February 23rd and 24th. So we'll leave from GTI on the 23rd.
All right, great, thank you.
Are you wanting to room with him?
Well, I'm just seeing if he can go right now.
Okay, yeah, we'll figure out who rooms with who as we get a little closer, but it should be pretty good. Yeah, I'm excited. It's been, I kind of missed going last year. We couldn't go down, so it'll be fun to go down again. So they got planned. Just so you guys kind of know, they have a stainless steel 3D printer down there. It's the size of a small bus, so it's kind of cool. And they let students use that, so it's kind of a crazy world down there. Kind of fun. Should be a fun trip. All righty. Well, if you guys don't have any questions, then I'll let you go and work on your homework. And I'm going to try, Dakari, I'm going to make some major phone calls here and so it can work out.
I'd really appreciate that. I tried calling Brody and he never answered the phone.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, he's kind of hard to get sometimes because he has to go out and visit the high schools down there. He kind of does all that himself down there. So it's kind of hard to catch sometimes. You never did get a T number though?
Oh, I got a T number. Yeah, I have a T number.
Yeah, did you send that to me? Because
Yeah,
that will, send that to, because that will expedite the process a great deal.
Okay. I'll pull up my Gmail really quick and I can send that to you.
Thank you. Just, yeah, and I'll get on the phone with him as soon as you guys are done here, and we'll fix what we can fix.
Because I think my T number is what? Does it work regardless whether or not it's like any other semester?
Yeah, because you're admitted, that'll be your number for your lifetime.
Okay.
And just for those who haven't quite figured out what college you want to go to, SUU gives the most scholarships of any of the universities in the state. So that's another reason for going down there. Lots of things.
You know what the difference is for alumni getting paid with a mechanical engineering degree from SUU when compared to like the University of Utah?
So here's the real reality of life. As long as you have the degree, no one cares where it was from.
Okay.
I have never, ever in all my career been asked, where did I graduate from? All they want to know is, do you have the degree or the license? In your case, engineering, you have a license with it. No one cares the school. We talk about these people who go off to Harvard and they don't make any more money than the guy that went to BYU or UVU. UVU graduates should make just as much as Harvard graduates are. So, kind of crazy, unless it's Harvard Law. Harvard Law is an exception to everything, but if you graduate from any other program at Harvard, you're on the same level as anybody else. If you want to have a real up with engineering, you have to go to MIT. And then you're kind of an arrogant little bugger. But and I have had students go to MIT, so worked on nuclear reactors. That's kind of crazy.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else, then Pasket, I'm gonna get going.
Yeah, all right, I'll let you give.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, just don't forget to get me that Canvas class.
Yep, and they do that too. I got a lot going on here.
All right. Sweet. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Yep, take care.
Yep.
And I'll stick around. If you don't have any questions, you're free to go. If you want to have personal questions, you can stick around. We'll do one-on-ones, whatever you need.
I hope this year will be good.
It'll be great. We'll make it great regardless. I've been
See.
doing online classes for 20 years, so it's not a big deal.
Hmm.
We can do this. But you'll be back on Monday. Any more questions, Sean? Are you good? Takari, you have a question?
A couple just for like registration and stuff too.
Uh-huh.
That's about it though.
Okay.
Anything else? That's all I have.
Okay. I will get back with you as quick as I find out anything.
Okay. And I also sent you I emailed you my phone number because I do not have notifications for my Gmail.
Got it. Okay, yep, I've got your phone number, so I'll call you back as soon as I know what's going on.
Okay.
Okay, and like I said, I'm gonna beg and plead to let them do the magic of just switching you over. So
Yeah, because that's why I selected the fall semester because I was like, well, it's better to just apply regardless
Yeah.
of the semester.
yeah, I'll see what we can work out. I'm sure there's something we can do.
Okay, I'm sending you my T number right now.
Key number, yep, your Thunderbird number.
Do you think so for scholarships?
Yeah, go ahead. Did I lose you? Takari, did you have a question about scholarships? Oh no, I think I lost you, Takari.
Okay, I can hear you.
Oh, there you are. You had a question about scholarships?
Yeah, like so for merit scholarships, when's the deadline for that?
Oh, let's see. Let me see if I can find that out for you real quick. You're a senior this year then?
Yeah, because I applied to the University of Utah just from. I didn't really get into detail with it. I just looked up their engineering programs ranked on the national level.
Okay. Yeah, that's a kind of a fun work around there. Merit scholarships. Trying to find the date. We've got lots of information. Boy. You know what, your home, March 1st is the deadline.
March 1st. Okay, okay, that's good. Do you have a link for that too?
All I did was just to do a Google search. I did SUU merit scholarship. It took me right to the page.
Okay. Because technically, right now I'm already enrolled as a student, right?
That's correct. But
Okay.
you're classified as concurrent, so you still qualify for the new student scholarships.
Okay, because right now I'm at Slick right now, and I was thinking of just getting my generals or prerequisites out the way,
Okay.
going to Slick, and then that's if I don't get a merit scholarship,
Right.
and then just transferring to the U or even now SUU.
Yeah. So just so you know, anything you've taken concurrent enrollment from any college will transfer to any state college. So they only approve concurrent classes that are at all the universities. So all the classes you've taken at Slick will transfer to any place you want to go.
Okay.
So very good.
Okay, but that's all I have right now, and then I emailed you my phone number, so
Yep.
if there's anything I need to do, you know where to contact me.
I will. So I'll see what I can work out here real quick.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Take care.
You have a great day.
Okay, you too.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, I've got a student in the wrong class.
Okay.
So he's in the CAD Mechanical 1 concurrent enrollment class. His name's Elijah Lewis, and that's a class he took last semester. So he needs to be in the Mechanical 3. Hopefully that's an easy one.